If I could go back in time and tell my past self just one thing about depression, what would it be? Today, I want to share a deeply personal journey, my battle with depression and the things I wish I had known sooner. As a psychologist and mental health expert with over 20 years of experience, I have studied, treated, and personally experienced depression. My goal is to help others understand that they are not alone and that there is hope. Before we dive in, if this video resonates with you, make sure to like, comment, and share so that more people can find hope and encouragement. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to join our supportive community. I've had my fair share of depression, and it has been a long, arduous journey. The weight of it is something that is hard to describe unless you've felt it yourself. It's like a dark cloud that follows you everywhere, casting a shadow over every aspect of your life. You wake up with it, you go to bed with it, and it haunts your dreams. It's a relentless, invisible force that saps your energy, your joy, and your will to keep going. And I am deeply grateful to have survived that phase. There were days when I thought I wouldn't make it, when the pain was so overwhelming that it felt like it would swallow me whole. But here I am, standing on the other side of it, stronger and more resilient. It's a testament to the human spirit's incredible capacity to endure and overcome. You too can overcome it. It may not seem possible right now, but there is hope. There is always hope. It's important to remember that you are not alone in this struggle. There are people who care about you, who want to help you, and who will stand by you through the darkest times. Reach out to them, lean on them, and let them be your support system. I have had some experiences in certain phases of my life that brought me face to face to depression. My third and last experience was very devastating. The details of it will be shared explicitly in my next video. Today in this video, I will take you through the first two defining experiences in my life that plunged me into the depths of despair. These moments were pivotal in shaping who I am today, and they taught me valuable lessons about resilience, strength, and the importance of seeking help. The first was when I lost my beloved mother at the tender age of 12. She was my rock, my confidant, and my biggest supporter. Losing her was like losing a part of myself. The grief was unbearable, and I felt like my world had come crashing down, my world shattered. I remember the day vividly, the way the air felt heavy with sorrow, the way my heart ached with a pain I had never known before. It was a loss that left a gaping hole in my heart, one that I didn't know how to fill. Though I still had my father and siblings, especially my elder sister who provided comfort and support, the void left by my mother's absence was immeasurable. My sister tried her best to fill the role of a mother, but it was an impossible task. The bond I had with my mother was unique, and no one could replace her. Nothing could replace the warmth, love, and reassurance of a doting mother. Her hugs, her words of encouragement, her presence, they were all irreplaceable. I found myself clinging to memories, to photographs, to anything that reminded me of her, but memories fade, and photographs can't capture the essence of a person. No amount of care or affection could truly fill that emptiness, and the weight of that loss stayed with me for years. It was a burden I carried into my teenage years, a constant reminder of what I had lost. It affected my relationships, my self-esteem, and my outlook on life. The pain and heaviness of that loss stayed with me for years. It was a shadow that loomed over me, influencing my every decision and action. I struggled to find joy in the things I once loved, and I felt disconnected from the world around me. It was as if a part of me had died along with my mother. The second experience came after my high school education, when I faced relentless academic disappointment. I had always been a diligent student, pouring my heart and soul into my studies. I had dreams and aspirations, and I believed that education was the key to achieving them. Despite being a bright student, one whom others frequently sought for academic help, I struggled to gain admission into a tertiary institution. It was a blow to my confidence and my sense of self-worth. I began to question my abilities and my future. Year after year, for 5 years, I sat for entrance exams which took place once annually, and as always I would face rejection. Each rejection letter felt like a personal failure, a confirmation that I wasn't good enough. The disappointment was crushing, and it took a toll on my mental health. It wasn't a matter of intelligence or effort. It was as if an unseen force was holding me back. I couldn't understand why I was facing so many obstacles, why my hard work wasn't paying off. It felt like the universe was conspiring against me. Meanwhile, friends and peers, some of whom had once relied on me for academic assistance, gained admission with ease and pursued prestigious courses. I watched as they moved forward with their lives, achieving their goals and celebrating their successes. It was a constant reminder of my own perceived failures. The most painful moment came when they started graduating while I was still stuck at square one. Seeing their graduation photos, hearing about their accomplishments, it was like salt in an open wound. I felt left behind, like I was missing out on life. The shame, confusion, and hopelessness weighed heavily on me. I felt like I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of disappointment and despair. I began to isolate myself, withdrawing from friends and family. I didn't want them to see how much I was struggling. What was wrong with me? I asked myself this question over and over again. I couldn't understand why I was facing so many challenges, why I couldn't seem to catch a break. It felt like I was cursed, destined to fail no matter how hard I tried. Why couldn't I move forward? It was a question that haunted me day and night. I felt stuck, like I was treading water and getting nowhere. The frustration and helplessness were overwhelming. These unanswered questions pushed me into a deep depression, making me feel like a failure and an outcast. I felt disconnected from the world, from my dreams, and from myself. It was a dark and lonely place, but it was also a turning point. It forced me to confront my pain, to seek help, and to find a way to heal. And in doing so, I discovered a strength within me that I never knew I had. Eventually, I gained admission after my 5th attempt. It was a long and arduous journey, filled with countless sleepless nights and moments of self-doubt. This milestone should have been a moment of triumph, a time to celebrate perseverance and resilience. But instead, my emotions were mixed, a blend of joy and sadness, with the latter overshadowing everything else. I adopted what we call emotional masking in psychology to flow with the atmosphere of utmost conviviality. I needed to pretend to be happy. But, unbeknown to my friends and family, greater part of me feels dejected. But on their part, they were ecstatic, showering me with congratulations and words of encouragement. They saw it as the culmination of years of hard work and determination, a time to celebrate perseverance and resilience. But deep down I felt a void, an emptiness that no amount of celebration could fill. The joy that everyone expected me to feel was overshadowed by a lingering sense of sadness and uncertainty. But instead, my emotions were beclouded with a blend of joy and sadness, with the latter eclipsing everything else. I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was missing, that despite my achievement, I was still incomplete. I had fought so hard to gain admission, primarily to honor my parents' dreams. They had sacrificed so much for me, and I wanted to make them proud. My late mother, in particular, had always wished for me to be highly educated. She believed that education was the key to a better life, a way to break free from the cycle of poverty and hardship that had plagued our family for generations. My late parents, particularly my mother, never had the opportunity to receive a proper education. As a result of not being able to fulfill their academic aspirations, they placed great importance on ensuring I received the education they were unable to pursue because of my love for education. My mother never had that opportunity herself, and of all her children, she had pinned that dream on me. Her dreams became my dreams, and I carried the weight of her expectations on my shoulders. Every step I took, every decision I made, was guided by the desire to fulfill her wishes. I felt duty-bound to make her proud, and when I finally secured a place at the university, I thought I had done just that. I imagined her smiling down on me, her spirit filled with pride and joy. But as I walked through the university gates, a sense of unease began to creep in. But life had one more cruel twist in store for me. I was admitted to study French, a language I knew, appreciated, but never wanted as my primary course of study. It felt like a cruel joke, a twist of fate that left me questioning everything. I had always envisioned studying French as an auxiliary course, something to complement my main field of study. But right there, it became the foundation of my academic journey, and I felt trapped. The realization that I would have to build my career around something I had never truly desired filled me with immense sadness. It was as if all my efforts had been in vain, and I was left to navigate a path I had never chosen. The awareness that I would have to shape my life around what I never bargained enveloped me with sadness, especially having wasted 5 years of my youthful age seeking admission into a university. To make things worse, all my peers had moved on. They had graduated, secured jobs, and were advancing in life. I was left behind, struggling with feelings of inadequacy, frustration, and self-doubt. All my peers had started living the dreams we had all talked about, while I was stuck in a place I didn't want to be. The sense of isolation was overwhelming. I was left behind, struggling with feelings of inadequacy, frustration, and self-doubt. My joy was short-lived, replaced by an overwhelming sense of failure. I began to question my worth, my abilities, and my purpose. The dreams I once had seemed distant and unattainable. Securing a place in the university didn't ameliorate my situation. A huge sense of rejection and failure resides within me. I began losing focus, my mind clouded with thoughts of self-pity. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of despair, unable to find a way out. Nothing in life seemed to interest me anymore. The passion and drive that had once fueled me were gone, replaced by a sense of hopelessness. I doubted my worth, my abilities, and my purpose. I felt like a failure, unable to live up to the expectations of those who believed in me. The weight of their disappointment was crushing and I couldn't see a way out. Nothing in life seemed to interest me anymore. Depression took a firm grip on me, making me feel as though I was drowning in an endless sea of despair. Every day was a struggle, and I felt like I was losing the battle. As I was sinking in depression, I began to feel as though I was drowning in an endless sea of despair. I felt isolated, disconnected from the world around me. The dreams I once had seemed like a mirage, a distant memories, and I couldn't see a way forward. But even in my darkest moments, a small part of me held on to hope, believing that somehow I would find a way to overcome the challenges and find my path. Following these two harrowing experiences, I encountered a profound ordeal that not only plunged me into the depths of depression, but also brought me perilously close to suicide. This ordeal manifested as a relentless triad of cruelty, deception, and destruction, intertwined so seamlessly that escape seemed impossible. During this dark period, it felt as though a trifecta of malevolence had descended upon me, each malicious act fueling the next, creating an unending storm of despair. The details of this experience will be shared in my next video. Do well to subscribe to get notified when I drop the video. As my world crumbled, I felt my sanity slipping away. At that moment, I realized I couldn't do this alone. It was then that I recognized the desperate need for help, confiding in trusted family members who recommended therapy as a path toward healing. I started therapy, which was both terrifying and liberating. At first I thought seeking help meant I was weak, but in reality it was the strongest thing I had ever done. Therapeutic insight Dr. Carl Rogers, a pioneer in humanistic psychology, emphasized unconditional positive regard. The idea that feeling accepted and understood by another person is essential for healing. What I wish I knew. Asking for help doesn't mean you're weak. It means you value yourself enough to fight for your well-being. Recovery wasn't instant, but I found methods that worked. It was a journey filled with ups and downs, moments of clarity and times of confusion. I want to share with you the strategies that made a significant difference in my life, hoping they might help you or someone you know. Remember, everyone's path is unique, but there are common threads that can guide us through the darkness. Some of the key strategies included cognitive behavioral therapy, learning to challenge negative thoughts. This form of therapy, often referred to as CBT, was a game changer for me. It taught me how to identify and reframe the negative thought patterns that were fueling my depression. By working with a skilled therapist, I learned techniques to question the validity of my thoughts and replace them with more balanced and constructive ones. This process wasn't easy and required consistent effort, but over time it helped me build a more resilient mindset. Mindfulness and meditation. Inspired by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn's work, I practiced being present, which helped break cycles of rumination. Mindfulness taught me to focus on the present moment, rather than getting lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. Meditation became a daily practice, a sanctuary where I could find peace amidst the chaos. It wasn't about emptying my mind, but rather observing my thoughts without judgment. This practice helped me develop a sense of inner calm and clarity, which was crucial in managing my depressive symptoms. Exercise and diet studies by Dr. Michael Otto show that physical activity significantly reduces depressive symptoms. Incorporating regular exercise into my routine was transformative. Whether it was jogging in the park, practicing yoga, or simply taking a brisk walk, moving my body helped release endorphins, the body's natural mood lifters. Alongside exercise, I paid close attention to my diet. Eating nutritious foods rich in vitamins and minerals provided the energy and mental clarity I needed to face each day. It was about creating a balanced lifestyle that supported my overall well-being. Journaling and self-reflection. Writing helped me process emotions and track progress. Keeping a journal became a therapeutic outlet where I could express my thoughts and feelings freely. It allowed me to reflect on my experiences, recognize patterns, and celebrate small victories. Over time, my journal became a record of my journey, a testament to my resilience and growth. It was a space where I could be honest with myself, confront my fears, and find clarity in my thoughts. Community and connection, finding support groups, and engaging in honest conversations with trusted friends. Building a support network was essential. I joined support groups where I could share my experiences with others who understood what I was going through. These connections provided a sense of belonging and reminded me that I wasn't alone. Additionally, opening up to trusted friends and family members helped strengthen my relationships and provided emotional support during difficult times. It was through these connections that I found hope and encouragement to keep moving forward. What I wish I knew. Healing isn't linear, progress is messy, and that's okay. One of the most important lessons I learned was that recovery is not a straight path. There were setbacks and moments of doubt, but each step, no matter how small, was a step towards healing. Embracing the messiness of the journey allowed me to be kinder to myself and recognize that progress can come in many forms. It's okay to have bad days. They don't erase the progress you've made. What matters is the willingness to keep going, to keep trying, and to believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow. You will have setbacks, but that doesn't mean you're failing. Setbacks are a natural part of the healing process. They are not a sign of failure, but rather an opportunity to learn and grow. Each time I faced a setback, I tried to understand what triggered it and how I could better manage similar situations in the future. It was about building resilience and learning to navigate the challenges with a compassionate and patient mindset. Remember, it's not about never falling, it's about getting back up each time you do. One more thing, if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and comment your thoughts below. Your engagement helps us reach more people who might benefit from this content. Sharing your experiences and insights can create a ripple effect, offering support and encouragement to others who are on their own journey. Let's build a community where we can learn from each other and grow together. Watch out for my next video where I will be sharing my most devastating experience. How, in quick succession, my world turned into a nightmare. My qualifications were a lie, the woman I loved pledged herself to another man, and the friend I trusted stole everything I had. It wasn't just misfortune, it was a perfect storm of treachery, leaving me standing in the wreckage of my own life. Let's create a supportive space where we can uplift each other. By fostering a sense of community, we can break the stigma surrounding mental health and create an environment where everyone feels safe to share their stories. Together, we can make a difference and support each other in our journeys towards healing and personal growth. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos on mental health, personal growth, and healing. Subscribing ensures that you stay connected with our community and receive updates on new content that can provide valuable insights and support. We are committed to bringing you resources and stories that inspire and empower you on your journey. Together, we can break the stigma and build a stronger community. By sharing our experiences and supporting one another, we can create a world where mental health is prioritized and everyone feels understood and valued. Let's continue to raise awareness, advocate for change, and support each other in meaningful ways. See you in the next video. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Your presence and support mean the world to us. Until next time, take care and remember that you are not alone.